is wrong with this thing? Ah, maybe it's there. Sweet. I don't know what's going on with this. I've never done a YouTube live stream on a Friday night. I think YouTube has more users than normal, and it is crashing. So there are 0 people here. I don't think the stream is working. Chet says here. Thanks, Chet. Man, I don't know what the deal is. I think there's a bandwidth problem with YouTube. I think it's like peaking out or something. The stream wouldn't go live. What's going on here? How you guys doing tonight? I'm getting here. Having some troubles. Having lots of troubles. Okay. Tried the looks like there are 6. Yeah, it shows 5 for me, but I guess thanks, Dan. Oh, by the way, had a good chat with you earlier. Looking forward to doing a Zoom or something, talking about some niacin detox questions for folks. I think everybody will really like that. Maybe next week or whenever convenient. Anybody have any questions for tonight? There was a couple in here that were in the chat, and then I had to cancel the live stream and start it over, and they got deleted. I don't really know what they said. If you guys have any feedback, any questions, any topics for tonight, let me know. My brain's kind of fried, so it is Friday night. It's been a long week. This was not really at the top of my list on lovely things to do on a Friday night, but that's the 30 for 30 sauna challenge. Let's see. I'm also going to try to, I think I'm going to back off on the heat a little bit tonight with the sauna. I tried to do I forget who recommended it. I think it was Truth Provider. Yesterday recommended wrapping the phone with an ice pack and then just rubber banding it. The problem with that is the mount thing that fits on the back won't allow you to won't allow me to stick it on there. And then if I were to put it on the front, I could do it without covering up the camera, but I wouldn't be able to see your chats, or I wouldn't be able to see your questions. So anyway, come on guys, throw stuff in the chat. What do you want to talk about tonight? I don't think I have it in me to come up with a bunch of stuff. And is there a lag in the chat? Do you guys know if like from the moment I say something, is there a delay from when you hit enter when you enter a chat before it comes up on the screen, or like before I see it, I guess, and start reciting it? Yeah. So I was wondering about that because it seems slow to me. Like I think on the second day, somebody was typing something really long, and I didn't actually get it until hello, Truth Provider. Was it you that was recommending that I not duct tape, I can't think today, rubber band an ice pack to the phone to keep it from freezing? I try to do this, but if I could show you the mount on the back, there's not enough room to really make much contact. It covers 80% of the phone. But good idea. Good idea. Yeah, good suggestion, by the way. I'm working on it. I think I can actually put it on the front and just cover me up and then still see your, I guess it's weird. I'll stop talking about that. You guys don't have the same perspective, so you see me in the sauna facing the back, but this crazy contraption and stuff in the front is ridiculous. And I'll probably open the door quite a bit tonight. We'll let some heat out. I'm maybe not really sweating too much tonight, so that at least I can go 20-25 minutes to get close to the 30 for 30 goal. I guess I'm not really gonna get my sessions in for the 30 for 30, but we'll do the live and have the damn thing not freeze up. So questions, guys. What do you want to talk about tonight? I'm trying to remember what was in here before the live stream got deleted. Somebody asked something from yesterday. I put mine in the window ledge so far. My phone is not overheated. Yeah, that usually works pretty good for the most part. Music or sound therapy? Oh yeah, we could talk about that. I mean, that's just kind of like hobbies and stuff of mine. The sound therapy table is relatively new. Putting resonators on the back of a massage table instead of spending $4,500 for a sound therapy table. I just wasn't sure if I was going to like it, and I didn't know if the effects would be all that great. So wanted to do like a DIY. Dan says, how about sauna tips like dry brushing, hats, red light therapy, etc.? Yeah, we did a couple of those the first couple of days. I just don't know what's relevant to people's needs or interests. Most of the people that buy Radiant Health saunas, or I can't remember the other one, some of them come with like a dry brush kit and little instructions on how to do it. I don't think Clearlight gives you that without it being like an additional package, although they will try to upsell the heck out of you on other things. Let's see. Where was that other thing? Somebody suggested music. Oh, yeah. The other thing that I'd like to do some YouTube videos on, probably not live streams, but is on binaural beats, isochronic tones, and different types of meditation tracks. I have been using those for years, and I really, really like them, and I recommend them to... You are obsessed with... Gabby says, you are obsessed with saunas. Well, I mean, this really isn't my favorite thing to do on a Friday night, but we set out to do a 30 for 30 challenge, and it's 50% to get me to do 30 sauna sessions in 30 days, which isn't working out well, Gabby, because the equipment keeps overheating. But the other thing is to have a consistent live stream where people could ask questions 7 days a week just for a month. To start the new year off, kind of like with a bang. There's been a bunch of people that have wanted to do live streams and ask live questions, but it's either not the right day for them, or they have to work, or they're in a different time zone, or da-da-da-da-da. So many folks have asked, could I do a week or two of live streams every day? So it's kind of like a twofold thing. And then the third part of that, which I probably should have put up front, is, challenging other people to do more sauna sessions. For those of you that have saunas, most definitely. Let's see. But very funny. Dan says, draw towards the heart is what I tell people. Yeah. There's a bunch of different ways to do it, different protocols. Chet says, what is dry brushing? Chet, there's a whole slew of YouTube videos and good forum stuff on dry brushing. And basically you are stimulating the skin and exfoliating. Yeah, pretty much. Exfoliating, getting rid of dead skin so your pores open up. Most people do this. There's also some people believe that there's a nervous system stimulation when you do, dry brushing regularly and all this stuff. And then it goes along with using the sauna and getting you to switch from parasympathetic to sympathetic and kind of things that are outside of the norm. But there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can watch. The other things are the spoons. I always say it wrong. I say gua sha. I can never pronounce those things right. But part of the other protocol is to do the dry brushing before you get in the sauna as a stimulatory thing. And then when you're in the sauna, you do the scraping with the spoons. And there's a name for all of that too. I think it's all wrapped up with a particular name. It just is not coming to me tonight. Tonight I am struggling. I probably should have had I feel like I've been drinking or something, but I haven't. I'm just slow. Long days. What else were we going to talk about here? Let's see. Dan said sauna tip. I wore the hat the other day, but then the live stream froze. I mostly wore the hat for the ladies. Hey, Dan, what do you think about sauna hats? I don't like to wear them, although it's great for the women if you want to protect your hair color or keep your hair from drying out, whether you're male or female. What's your opinion, Dan, on using sauna hats for other reasons? Personally, I just don't like them because it's difficult for me to wipe my face and everything else. Some people say that it builds core temperature more because you're holding heat in the top of your head. I don't know if that's really true or not. It's kind of like, to me, I think of it as a personal preference thing. Nothing wrong with them. Definitely, it's this is an area that I've had a huge question mark. Yeah, I mean, when I personally do I've got a few sauna hats. When I personally do my sauna sessions, I do not wear sauna hats. I never have. I just don't care for them, and I feel like my head sweats fine, and my core temperature is great with no hat. So I've kind of, I don't like sauna hats. I want to sweat it out and then use a towel to wipe my face. Yeah, I agree, truth provider. But there are some people out there that, they send like a little sauna hat with the sauna, and they say that you can wear it, and it makes it hotter and all this stuff. I don't know if I really go along with that, but that's what they are. That is the intention. But I do tell all the females about them, because it can kind of, if you have long hair and you wrap it up into a, whatchamacallit. Gabby says, doesn't your phone overheat in the sauna? How do I say that, Gabby? I should say, Gabby has missed the first 4 live streams where this has been a problem every single day. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what's going on. I was able to get away with it the first 2 days. I was able to do probably like 38 minutes or so. 2 days right in a row and no issues. The difference was I didn't preheat the sauna too much. That's the comment of the night right there. Truth Provider says, iPhone cooking lessons with Matt. You just made my day. Yes. So I know full well and good that the infrared heat is not good for the electronics in the phone, but it's just so easy to set this up and do these every single day. Otherwise, it requires quite a bit more equipment and cabling and all that stuff. But I'm wondering if there is a cumulative effect with this thing. That doesn't really make any sense, because the phone has a full day to cool down, but it seems like every day it's getting a little worse and a little worse and a little worse. So maybe we are cooking with infrared tonight and all the other nights. That's pretty funny. Do you guys have any questions? I see a few more people popping in here. How are you guys doing tonight? We're just kind of getting started. Had trouble getting the YouTube live to work. Trying to keep the sauna temperature down tonight so that the equipment doesn't overheat. So you may not see me sweating very much. I'm going to be opening the door. I'm going to be turning the heat down a little bit until next week, when I have the other setup where we can really get cranking. So I won't be able to demonstrate the advanced heating stuff either, because it would be 150 degrees in here, and then I'm going to add heat to that, and that would be pretty much game over for the live stream. Sun Monks, that's an interesting name. Sun Monk says, traditional sauna user here. You do a lot of content about skin and gut health and general detox, but do you have experience? Let's see. Do you have experience with the higher temperatures of a traditional sauna helping with lung function? No and yes. I don't really know what to say about that. You mean, do I have a lot of experience with traditional saunas? Yes. I used to use them before even, I had never used an infrared sauna, and I used to live in a building that had a traditional sauna downstairs built into it, and I pretty much had it all to myself. And I lived there, I think, for 2 years. And back then I had a ton of sinus trouble, but this was pre-amalgam removal. And the interesting thing is, I don't know if you caught it in some of my other videos, about 30 days after getting my amalgam fillings removed, my sinus or my chronic sinusitis went away, and it has never come back. And that was the beginning of late 2016, early 2017, and I have never had issues. The only time I have sauna, I can't think today. I'm wiped. The only time I have sinus issues now is if I am doing things I shouldn't be doing. Eating more of the sad diet than my body can tolerate or eliminate regularly. Drinking poor quality beer with friends or something. Different types of wheat or gluten will sometimes do it. But as far as experiencing lung function improvements from using the traditional sauna, I can't say that I have noticed anything like that, but I also don't have any lung impairments. So maybe I'm probably not the best person to really advise on that. I can tell you that I get just as good of a sweat in the infrared, and it's much, much, much easier to breathe in an infrared. So I tend to use them more often and longer, which is one of the things that I like. Truth Provider, hey, do you find your sinuses clear up better now that you use a sauna rather than neti pot, etc.? I watched your older videos. Yeah, well, it's funny that you mentioned that because I kind of just touched on it. I used to have all those troubles in the neti pot. I don't do neti pots anymore. I don't do anything for my sinuses. I don't have issues. And this is a guess, right? I don't think anybody could say this with certainty. My hypothesis, after researching all of this stuff for 2.5 years before even doing anything about it, is that the vapors, because you can see some YouTube videos on how the vapors leach out of the fillings. And my hypothesis is that vapors leaching out of the fillings for a few decades irritate the roof of the mouth and then go right up into the sinuses and cause like chronic inflammation, right? And then everything kind of shrinks where you would normally have the drainage, basically like the drainage pipes begin to not work effectively, and then all the other stuff that goes along with it. Because as the fillings leach, where else are they going? They're going down your esophagus into your gut, causing all kinds of troubles, and your gut is trying its best to deal with that stuff. I guess I'm rambling here. Truth Provider says, Sun Monks, my friend is a retired Olympic athlete runner. He uses sauna to build up his lung function. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, you guys probably know about that better than I. No lung issues here. No documented improvements from me. Sun Monks, kind of weird question. It would improve my breathing more so than infrared. I love infrareds, but I miss the super hot, dry air for breathing. Okay. Super fascinated with that. Thank you for the info. Great channel. I ended up picking up an E2H based on your recommended. Awesome. How do you like it? Jessica says, is there a dramatic difference between the EMFs, RFs, and VOCs when it comes to comparing Clearlight Sanctuary 2 versus the Premier? I think that was one of the questions that got deleted. I'm sorry, Jessica. Had trouble with the live stream, had to restart it. And if that was from yesterday. So the difference between the EMFs of the Sanctuary and the Premier mostly come from the full spectrum heaters that they put in the front. Those are kind of unmitigated. So you get probably 10 to 15 milligauss if you're right up on them. But really they dissipate quite a bit before they get to your knees. It's not really that much of an issue. They do add some electric fields. The reason that you don't see the Sanctuary on the certified sauna list is because the goal of the certified sauna list is to keep low VOC, low EMF recommendations on there for people that are like EHS sensitive. And the Premier has under 200 millivolts of body voltage. The Sanctuary has more like 850. So it's not a big deal. If you're sensitive to that stuff, maybe something to look at. Should it dissuade you from purchasing one? No. VOC differences? None. I mean, it's the same wood in the Premier or the obviously the paneling and the milling and the look of it is different, right? But it's the same cedar stock that they start with, or it's the same basswood stock that they start with. So no issues there. RFs, there is a difference in RF. If somebody in your family is sensitive to that, maybe that's why you're asking, I don't know. The radio frequency is definitely stronger in a Sanctuary if it has a Wi-Fi module or the smart controller that you can use to have your phone turn the sauna on remotely, because you have to connect the sauna to Wi-Fi. So there's a couple of easy ways to shield that. Like if the transmitter is in the roof, you can just unscrew it and put a piece of foil under it, and it will one-way block it, and you can verify this with a meter. But for most people, they're not going to do that. It's overkill. If it doesn't bother you, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Also, which wood is better, cedar or basswood? That's a loaded question too. I mean, for me, whichever one you like the smell of. If you call somebody and ask about that, they're going to tell you that cedar is the most hypoallergenic. It resists mold. It does this. It does that. But the funny thing about these infrared saunas is they're not steam saunas. The only moisture in them is what you sweat out of your body. So to tell somebody that you have to buy a more expensive lumber because it's more mold resistant is a total fallacy. So for me, I recommend get what you can afford, get what you like the smell of, or if you're a person that has chemical sensitivities and you're worried about certain types of lumber emitting oils, like maybe cedar, just keep that in mind and then go with something that is, usually less or usually more well tolerated by the majority of people. Robert says, will your phone inside the sauna provide increased EMF? Absolutely. We're bathing in RF radiation right now to do this live stream. It's right in front of my face. The exposure limit is relatively low, so it's not like I'm going to be doing this for 3 or 4 hours. But yes, to answer your question. Mark Lynn says, does Radiant Health 2-person have enough power being a 15 amp? I think so. It's stronger than the sauna that I'm in right now. I'm in the corner sauna. It's also 15 amp, and the 2-person heats up quicker, and it's a little bit more intense, but mostly it's because the proximity of your body to the infrared panels in a smaller cubic footage cabin is creating a more intense heat experience. Because it's the same power supply that's in this corner sauna right now. The reason that you don't see me, if you guys just signed in, the reason that you don't really see me sweating too much during these lives is because we're having trouble with the equipment overheating. So I'm opening the door, turning the sauna down, all that kind of stuff. So that's that'll be fixed next week. Mark Land, are you in the States? Yes. Thumbs up, guys. Saunas improved the quality of my life for my loved ones. More people need to know about this stuff. We're trying. Yeah, the 30 for 30 sauna challenge is really, I mean, I'm not really directly selling anything for these. I mean, it's 30 days of videos, trying to do 30 minutes every day. I'm trying to keep it non-promotional, just informational. And really it's just to raise awareness, give people access to me, let them ask questions. You guys are doing a great job of commenting to each other in the chat, so thank you so much. There are certain areas of sauna use that I can't help people with, and so it's great when you guys can kind of chime in based on your experience. It just makes it better for everybody. There's no one person that's like the end all be all, on this stuff. Everyone wants there to be, but it's basically, Truth Provider says in Canada, Radiant Health Saunas has a waiting list for weeks because they can't keep up with the demand. So many people want their own saunas now because of COVID. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but there was a huge surge in sauna purchases once we went into quarantine, because everyone that was using a sauna at the gym didn't realize how much they liked it. I mean, I personally talked to quite a bit of these people, and everyone wanted to get one in their house so that they could try to maintain their routine. So stuff has been sold out for a while. It's been rough. Timothy says, howdy, how's it going tonight? Anything you want to talk about, Timothy? Throw a question or a topic in the chat. Dan says they also want to detox and improve their house so they don't get COVID. Absolutely. I wasn't able to publish any of my Corona sauna content. I don't know when or where I can talk about that, but I will at some point. There are organizations like the FDA and Health Canada where if you're an influencer and you're associated or promote or talk about a particular brand, and then say that there's a specific health benefit for a particular disease, they don't take too kindly to that, and they go after them. So let's see. But Dan is right. Sauna is a great idea. What a virus is not like extreme heat and extreme cold. Ron says, I just received my Radiant Health 3-man corner, ordered it 3 weeks ago, came fast for me. Yeah, Radiant is usually the fastest shipping sauna company in the industry, hands down. And it's because the owner is adamant about the customer experience. No hassle sales, really fast shipping, no haggle pricing, and no price gouging on extra shipping quotes. And that's one of the reasons that they're number one on the list for the certified sauna list. Just because they stand behind it. Anybody has any trouble, the owner gets involved and takes care of it himself personally. Truth Writer says, I hadn't thought of that, but you're right. Sun Monk's waiting on my E2H. There's a big surge. Yeah. Truth Provider says, Ron, are you in the States? As many already on this. Yeah. Mark Land says, I had a dynamic sauna, and after seeing your vids, I sold it and ordered a Radiant Health sauna. Will I be able to tell a difference in quality when in it? Depends on which dynamic you had. The build quality of the dynamics really isn't that bad. Like, the quality of the cabinetry is okay. Just the heaters, and if it's one of those ones where one of the issues with the dynamic is if it's one that looks like this, the black cloth that they have over the front of the heater isn't installed with a separator. So what they do is they spray the front of the emitter. This is not on every model. There's certain models that are like this. They spray the front with adhesive, and then they stick the cloth onto it So then when it heats up, it's not that the sauna itself doesn't work or that the build quality is bad. A good example of that would be like a J&H sauna from Amazon. That's probably the worst build quality in the industry. If you were to take your elbow and kind of like hit or push or something like this, you could crinkle one of the walls on a J&H sauna. But dynamic sauna, it's much better. Let's see. But you wouldn't probably know that unless you had been in a bunch of them. Let's see. Will you be able to tell a difference in quality? It depends on what you had. I don't know. Is it apples to apples? Like, did you have a 2-person, you bought a 2-person, or did you change the size? Is 115 amp, 120 amp? Let's see. Matt, are you aware that Randy Gom sells the best sauna because our protocol saved his life, but he used a cheap sauna that had high VOCs? Yeah, I don't know if, you're welcome to add to the story. Randy, I've talked to Randy quite a bit. He's told me a lot of stories. He's an ex-firefighter. I know about the cheap sauna, but I did not know that. Where did it go? There it is. I did not know that he used your protocol or was associated with you guys. But go ahead and throw up, anything that you would like about that. This is kind of a free-for-all. If you want to promote your stuff, go for it. No worries. Saw that video, Matt, of the J&H sauna with the red felt glued on the heaters. Yeah, that was pretty bad. There's only been 1 or 2 saunas that I've had out of everything that I've ever tested, including the stuff at the health spas, in my own house, things that I've ordered and sent back, stuff that I ordered and got stuck with, all of that. There's only been 2 where you set them up and open the door and you're like, whoa, this has formaldehyde in it. Most of the time you have to use a meter to detect it. But there's a few culprits that are, that were pretty bad. Anthony says, can you get a standalone steam sauna? Prefer steam, but like the simplicity of being able to just put a unit in a spare room. Absolutely. All saunas work. It doesn't matter if it's infrared, steam, traditional, dry electric heat, everything, anything that can do heat therapy for you is going to work. There's going to be benefits for it. So this 30 for 30 sauna challenge is not about talking people into any particular type of product or anything like that. It's more about just kind of pushing the idea of using sauna therapy, incorporating it into your life, making it regular and consistent. If you want to go above and beyond and start doing some of the detox protocols, that's great. For most people, the basics really will give them, a good majority of the results that they're looking for. But you have to use it. You've got to get in the game. Let's see. Sun Monk says, glad I'm not alone in my weight. Really excited to get it. There's a local spot here that has Radiant Health, and I love them a lot. You are super lucky, Sun Monks. There is hardly any place in the United States, at least in, well, wait a second. Did you say you were in, I can't keep up with this stuff. Most of the, I have an article, but it's on my group. You can go ahead and drop a link to the group in the chat, Dan. If any of you guys are interested in the niacin detox protocol, I talked to Dan earlier today, and he said that he has a Facebook group that he's a member of. I don't think he owns it, but he said there's some really good information in there. He'll probably drop a link in the chat if you guys are interested in checking that out. Just click over and join the group. And then if you have questions, just tag Dan or Get Detoxinated, whatever his username is, in the group, and I'm sure he'd be happy to help you out. He also has some protocols and some packages if you're looking for a supplement kit on how to do the niacin detox. They also have a book that's available on Amazon. I'm sure he can drop a link in there. I would do it for you, but I can't. What temperature? Hang on, I'm skipping a couple things. Markland says, same size, just wondering if it'll have better heat around the leg areas. The dynamic left me with cold ankles. Well, Markland, what size did you buy? Tell me exactly what the model is, and I'll tell you what to expect. Let's see. And give me just a second, because there is a slight delay here, and I'm getting slow. Bryson says, what temp am I at tonight? Bryson, I'm at 130 with the door open and the roof vent open. What I'm trying to do is extend the lifespan of not overheating, which is not the best for sweating. I'm not really sweating too much. I'm not river sweating, I'm surface sweating. So this is a poor sauna session for me, but it's the only way you can keep the live streams going. Chet says, Mark Lane, my legs sweat all the way from the knees to the feet. Yeah, I'd be interested in the Facebook link. YouTube won't let me directly link. If you can't put the link in there, just look for sauna detoxification using niacin. There's going to be multiple groups. There's one group called Smart Detox using niacin or something like that. That's Brett's group. That's the wrong one. You're welcome to join both of them if you'd like, but that is not the one that Dan is in and really answering a lot of questions. Let's see. Radiant Health 2-person. If you have, okay, so as far as if you're worried about cold ankles and you're looking at a 2-person, a 1-person, or anything like that, that has a bench heater and a heated floor, your ankles are not going to be cold. If anything, you're going to have to put towels down to keep your feet from burning. If I could show you right now, I have a towel down on top of the tile floor because there's heaters underneath it. And after about 20 minutes or so, your feet get so hot, you need a little extra barrier in there. So there's no way that you're going to have cold ankles